Namaste, beautiful souls. Hello, welcome back to some of you. There we go. Alrighty, so welcome to live Tuesday readings. And today, inspired by a new deck of mine, the lovely Om Tarot, which you can see on the left, I'm going to use one of the spreads, the spread that introduces the suit of cups, the suit of water. And so I thought I would read to you just a little bit from Darshani's guidebook. And this is the introduction to the suit of cups. And so perhaps as we contemplate this, and I will talk a little bit about the archetype of the, this is quite long. I will skip through and just read highlights from this. As we contemplate the archetype of the iceberg and how to formulate a question, and I'll show you what the spread looks like, then we can start to, just see how this spread is going to work. Okay, I'm just going to do that. Okay, so the three keywords for the suit of cups in this deck are lust, love, and devotion. The suit of cups is expressed by the element of water. It is the energetic layer of our being, and it is related to the second chakra, the Swadhisthana. The ocean is the womb of life, our ancient origin. Our journey began in this element before finding its way to land. The ocean is a vast realm, fluid and deep, ever-changing and ever-shifting. As humans, we find safety in the solidity of the earth, afraid of the raw power from which we came. But the ocean is not only in the seas, it is within us, in our emotional body, our subconscious. Within that realm are stored our traumas, urges, and addictions. Indeed, it is a realm that is terrifying, but at the same time, it carries the raw stuff, which, as we transform, allows us to become loving, compassionate, and aware beings. Oh, this is good. I'd like to read this whole thing to you. When prana begins to flow, it is essential to understand and accept your emotional nature. It is important to have worked out the darker and more difficult parts of the emotional body and also have awareness in the subconscious realms. Prana is life force. It is cosmic divine intelligence, and when it begins to flow, your awareness becomes linked with greater intelligence. Whatever is in your emotional body will have greater power once prana begins to flow. If you are greedy, you will become greedier. If you are angry, you will become angrier. If you are depressed, you will become more depressed. When prana mixes into our emotional streams, the higher cognitive faculties need to become engaged, and it begins a process of transmutation where these emotions become transformed into the higher counterparts that awaken the heart. Lust becomes love, hurt becomes forgiveness, and pain becomes compassion, and fear becomes trust. The spiritual body begins to form. Anyway, there's so much luscious goodness in this particular guidebook that perhaps I will share with you from time to time. So what we're going to do today is look at the below the surface spread. And this is a 5-card spread, and I'm just going to show you what it looks like. And this may help you to start to formulate your questions. Okay, I guess I don't need to shuffle quite yet. So the central card, this represents you. And the second card is above the surface, and I'm going to have to squish these in. I will switch the camera in a minute. So what I can do is do this. So the second card will be above, and this is what you are aware of. And then there are 3 cards that go below the surface. So the three cards below the surface, if you look at the metaphor of the iceberg, this is what you may not be aware of. And so in response to your question, these three cards down here will be, this is kind of like, what do I need to know? What am I not seeing energy? And so we can reflect on the energy of the iceberg. And so, yeah, so this is you, this is indeed what you are aware of. And this is what is below the water. So I love this metaphor of the iceberg. I think it's really kind of powerful, and it helps us to understand. I know you can't see the whole background here. It's kind of blocked off now, but if I do this, you can see more of it. That our subconscious and that which we are not aware of is so much greater than what we actually see. What we see is just a small portion of our lives, and that's where we tend to get wrapped up in our stories and our situations. But there's a lot we can tap down below the surface. So that's what we're going to do today. So thank you to Darshani for this spread, for a reminder of this beautiful metaphor archetype of the iceberg to work with. Okay. So I'm going to go back up to the top and to say hi. So Hannah and Shannon, welcome to you. You guys were here before I came on. And Andy, welcome. Diana, hello. Again, congratulations to Shannon and Sarah. And Colleen, welcome. Greetings to you. Andrew's here. Hello, Andrew. Misty, nice to have you here. Misty will be on next Saturday with me. Disha, hello. Yes, donations are open and you can post your question in the chat. Thank you, Andrew, for helping out as long as you're able. And Jeanette from Arizona, hello to Jeanette. And thank you for the super chat, Lily Valley. I really appreciate it. Great. So the questions have started. Just making sure I didn't miss one before that. I think you guys were just chatting. Excellent. All right. So Jeanette, we're going to get to your question. I'm finally healing from within, and I am so grateful the universe has gifted me a new open door to continue my spiritual journey. So I want to ask Spirit what the universe has in store for me next. Okay, that's awesome. That's really beautiful. So we will go Jeanette, and then Colleen's question is above. I'll go back to Colleen. And oh, that's wonderful. Thank you so much, Lydia, and I really appreciate your donation. And donations for readings, of course, can be made through Super Chat. And there's also a couple of links down below. And if you're not sure how this all works, the instructions are down below in the description box. All right, so let's hold lots of light and love around Jeanette. Because these are larger cards, there'll be lots of card scooching. Okay. Okay, so let me switch this so we can see the cards bigger. So let's go back to Jeanette's first. And Andy's got a question above as well too. So we'll go back to Andy's question. I am finally healing from within, and I'm so grateful the universe gifted me a new open door to continue my spiritual journey. So I want to ask Spirit what the universe has in store for me next. Okay. All right, so let's look at this energy of the Princess of Wands. So this is representing you. And this is kind of beautiful, actually, you know, with the princess energy and the youthful vitality of this. So universe is wanting you to embrace that life force, really, right? If you look at the energy of fire as life force itself, initiating something and coming, the approach is to come at it through a playfulness, through a vivacity, that feels spontaneous. And perhaps there's a little bit of risk to this as well, too. So universe wants you to embrace the energy of the Princess of Wands. Yeah. That inner, that little girl, that maybe that 20-something-year-old girl, maybe even younger, that wasn't allowed the gift of freedom. Okay. So what you are aware of, wow, this is so beautiful. So this is going above. So this is the iceberg above that is in view, is that the world is your oyster and that you can do anything that you want to do. So what I encourage you to do is to keep this perspective broad, to keep it wide, and to know that also the energy of the twos is one of continuing balance. So the way that I see the energy of the twos is we'll look and see what's below the surface, but we want to look at how to keep the two in, because what happens with the twos, sometimes we start to feel separation, and we want to keep, because you're on this spiritual path, we want to make sure that what is below the surface is going to help you to feel that connection deeply with spirit, and not to feel like spirit is here and you are here. Right? So with the ones and the aces, we have unity. With the twos, there can be a feeling of separation. So just to keep that in mind, as you want to, the more that you keep up your practices, the more that you continue to do the things that make you feel well and whole, the easier the balance will be as you embark on this journey. So let's look and see what's below and how you can be nourished, and how you can be supported, and what needs to come a little more to the surface. Okay. Oh, that's so amazing. You have the 9 of Wands below the surface. I thought this was the Tower card, but it's the 9 of Wands energy. There is there's going to be a continuing shift, right? A continuing eruption of energy. I like that this princess is here. The Princess of Wands can definitely manage this shifting of energy. So you are fully aware of this new opportunity, this spiritual door opening. But this message for you is to allow these energies that are below the surface to continue to inform and to guide you. Okay, so when I feel that 9 of Wands energy, it's as if so the 9s are the completion of the suit of Wands, right? There's this there's a dharmic quality to this new opening. And I feel like that 9 of Wands is pushing you through and wanting you to go forward. So there's a little bit of a hesitation here to go forward. The Princess of Wands wants you to embrace that and to fully step onto this new path. You were asking what it is, and I'm not sure I have any clarity here. So we also have 6 of Swords below, which is opening a new path. The 6 is, of course, a card of harmony and peace of mind and spirit, 6 of Swords. And then over on the right is the Prince of Discs. Okay, so this, the Prince of Discs, this kind of beautiful balancing out the energy of the fire. What's not appearing here is any cup cards. So the Prince of Discs is going to help to slow down, perhaps any impetuousness of that Princess of Wands. It's a reminder to stay grounded and slow. There's no race on this journey. There's no race to awaken. There's no race to understand what this next step is. But it is there. There's no denying that it is there. I am going to pull another card for you because I need some clarification on your question is what is the next step? So before the next step is revealed, these underlying cards I feel are really important. I'm just looking to see if you've made any comments. Okay. All right, so let's pull one more card because I think that will help to bring some energy. So this final card for Jeanette is a glimpse. It's a glimpse of what lies ahead. And I want to read this in terms of what is still arising. So because of this, I've chosen this spread today, Jeanette. I feel like the underlying energy is important. So we also use this card of balance. We also see that balance reflected in these two court cards. Youthful, embracing youthful energy, not guarded, right? Spirit doesn't want you to be guarded and Spirit doesn't want you to be guarded. Spirit wants you to approach this next step with an open heart. Okay. Whoa. Okay, so I'm going to put this one up kind of nice and close. This is the Eight of Cups card. It's almost as if that river is going through the forest and the forest has been flooded. I don't know if you read the tarot, Jeanette, but I want to speak to this as the next step. So this is quite profound, Jeanette. You not only have the Six of Swords energy down here, but you have the Eight of Cups card as the clarifying energy. So what this means is that there is perhaps a relationship, or there is a heart-tugging experience that Spirit wants you to completely leave behind. Because the spiritual journey is realized without that baggage. So it's really important that there is a way to leave that baggage behind. The journey ahead is one full of the unknown. And so part of the process is being comfortable with not knowing. And I think that's why we have a prince and a princess here. These are cards that are early in the development of this next stage. Okay, so, and that can be scary, the not knowing. So thank you for sharing this today. I'm going to leave it at that, and if you want something else, you can contact me privately. I'm always available to do one-on-one readings. Okay, now I'm going to go back because I know that I missed Andy. I know I missed Andy. So here's Andy. Okay, and I also want to comment on Shannon's generosity. So Shannon, thank you so much. Shannon made a donation for Hannah if she wanted to ask a question. That's very, very kind of you. Okay. So Andrew, thank you. I missed Andy, so I'm going to go back up. Oh, was Jeanette first? Yes. Okay, I got Jeanette's done. Andy and then Colleen. Thank you, Andrew. Appreciate it. Okay. All right, let's give the cards a good shuffle. Welcome to everybody that's coming in. I see Sunbia and Helen. Blue Scorpion, welcome. All right, so all right, let's hold love and light. Lots of prana around Andy. We want to keep the prana moving, right? So that we continue to feel and trust and all of that. All right. This is if you like to fan the cards, this is a beautiful deck for fanning the cards. Ooh, that was a nice cut, Andy. One of those real magnetic pulls. All right, so hopefully there's not too much glare. This is the 9 of Cups. I'll try to hold this up for you so you can see. So this is you. And in relation to your question, I feel like you know the answer. And the answer is that there's definitely an emotional shift. There's a pranic shift to this relationship so that you will be, we'll see what else comes up here, but really embrace this 9 of Cups as, and you can think about it in terms of the last 8 of Cups card that I was talking about. So the 9 of Cups is kind of an awakening on the other side. And there's an opportunity to emotionally wind things up in this relationship. So we don't know right now yet if this is going to be seeing things from another perspective or let's start drawing more cards. What is above, what is on the surface is the 8 of Swords. So what this tells me is that your mind, your scattered mind, your busy mind is not really clear about the answer to this question. You feel perhaps paralyzed by the ending of this relationship. And so while part of you acknowledges the freedom, there's another part of you that feels quite congested by this. Now, Andy, think about the energy of the 8s. The 8s want to keep moving. There is a flow. There is that infinite, that lemniscate energy is never ending. This is a leveling up card. It's time to level up. Okay, so what is below the surface is we're looking at your perhaps lack of awareness and why this relationship had to come to an end. Or let's just see what is below the surface. The Queen of Cups. So we've got the Queen of Cups, the 6 of Cups, and the 8 of Cups. Okay, so this is 4 cup cards. So lots and lots of emotion. Lots of emotion. So one of the things I'm feeling here is that if you were here, I would really want to not provoke you, but to ask the kind of questions that would get the waters flowing. To get the waters flowing, to make sure that energetically things are moving through you. like having a Reiki session, regular Reiki sessions right now, or anything to get the emotional body moving, to make sure the emotional body is flowing, feels really important at this time. We need to let the waters flow. Okay, so we've got Queen of Cups, Six of Cups, and Eight of Cups. And with that Eight of Cups below the surface, I would say that in answer to your question, yes, this is not a pause. This relationship is definitely, you are moving, your energy body is moving in a new direction. And it's time to let this go. Perhaps with that Six of Cups, this is a Radha, there's two Radha Krishna cards in this deck. The love that you felt for each other was real, is real. I mean, love never dies, right? It was soulful and connected. And sometimes that can be one of the most confusing things about the ending of a relationship, is that when it was good, it was so good, and it felt like it was karmic and soulful, and perhaps maybe even you were connected as children, like you were connected from a very young age, or there was a significant connection between the two of you, like you were connected through family friends, old family friends, or something like that. So it felt like you were guided together. But not all relationships are meant to last a lifetime. And that's what I see from this card below. The Queen of Cups is surfacing so that you get more in touch with your feelings. You start to awaken the Queen of Cups energy and awaken the intuitive side of yourself. So perhaps this is why taking that class that I taught, the yogic practices to awaken intuition, was exactly what you needed. So I want to encourage you to go back and go through the practices that we did in that class to start to intentionally release the relationship. Because what Spirit is saying to you is that there's this kind of, I kind of hear like an, oh, there's a lot of emotional freedom. You can have whatever you want if you're willing to go through and completely release the bonds of the relationship, if you will. And know that this is very mental, and you have plenty of skills and practices to help you work through that. Okay? Not okay, but I hope you're processing this message. Yeah. Also note that it's a very unbalanced reading. So the elements that are missing are really important. And those elements that are missing can be brought in your diet. They can be brought in your lifestyle. And those elements that are missing are crucial to balance, crucial to wellness. And so that's earth and fire. Okay? Holding you in lots of light and love. And thank you all for supporting Andy in the chat. I think that's a beautiful comment from Colleen. All right, so Colleen's question is, I've been having some ear ringing and talking in my sleep. Okay. For that practice, for ringing in the ears, the practice of Brahmari breath can be really, really helpful, Colleen. You can, I should really do some videos on these practices so I can refer you to my own videos, but Brahmari breath is also known as bumblebee breath. And bumblebee breath can really help and be something good to do before you go to sleep at night. Okay. So let's hold light and love around Colleen. Allow me, Ascended Masters, guides, and ancestors, to be a vessel for your words of wisdom, insight for Colleen as she moves through and better understands physically, emotionally, mentally these disturbances of sleep, these challenges to sleep. Okay, I can speak to this more also from a healing perspective. Okay, this feels like a very icy card. We have another princess. This is the Princess of Swords. And in relationship to the dreamscape, interesting that you said talking in my sleep. It would feel with this card showing up that the importance of recording anything that you're able, either through a sleeping app or through a dream journal, would be really important. So the content, to record the content of the words, feels important. Also, because this is a Princess of Swords, I'm wondering if you are processing an earlier trauma. Little girl trauma. Okay, what is above the surface is the Eight of Cups. So third time this card has come up today. And so this tells me that you are aware that there is emotional release and emotional, there's a shift in your emotional patterns. And this process of awakening through sleep can be quite challenging, because if we resist it, it causes us sleeplessness, which isn't great for our health. We want to sleep deeply and restfully so that we heal. So know that this process is one of release. It's one of purification of the emotions. And so you want to allow yourself to not only be aware of the words that are coming up, but if you do need to let the waters run, to let the waters run. And I feel like there's another theme here. So we have another sword card. So these words that you are speaking are not to be ignored. These words that you are talking in your sleep are highly significant. Marie France, this is the Lovely Om Tarot. This is the Lovely Om Tarot by Darshani Suku. It's a new deck. It's linked below in the description box. Okay, so your truth, your aha moment, your path through this experience is through the words. Now, what I was saying about the Brahmari breath will also help to clear the throat chakra. So it's important that I want you to look that up, Bumblebee Breath. Look at a few different videos. Not all the videos on YouTube are great. Some of them are better than others. And you can, this is about purification of the throat chakra. And now the ears and the tinnitus is connected, of course, to the throat chakra. The Devil. So the Devil is all about Swadhisthana chakra and Seven of Cups. Okay. So what is coming to the surface and what is being released is a truth about the patterns that bind you. This feels like a letting go once and for all, eventually, of things that bind you to this world, poor choices, perhaps denying your spirituality. And the Seven of Cups is sitting down there too. The thing I like about the Seven of Cups is all that rainbow energy. That rainbow energy is really, really beautiful. So we have Seven of Cups and Eight of Cups. So sequential cards. There may be several unexplored emotions. And one of the things I would do very specifically with the Seven of Cups being below the surface is to have a look into each of those cups on subsequent nights. So what I mean by that is, for the next 7 nights, kind of take yourself into a dream journey where you look into the first cup, you look into the second cup. And so it's almost like you set up a dream and you imagine yourself holding a cup. And as you go to sleep, you ask Spirit to reveal what is in the cup, that you remember it in the morning. And like the next night, you go into the next cup and the next cup and the next cup. And then you'll know what's in those cups. It's really beautiful. I like the idea of connecting that to dream work. But underneath all of this, there's an energy of letting go of all of those things. And so if it's important to you to know what is in all of those things, the reason for looking inside the cup is to know what it is you're letting go of. But again, this is another reading of letting go. And I want to emphasize the importance of the words. The importance of the words. So either get your partner, if your partner wakes up in the night, to write things down if you're talking, or if you have a way to do any recordings, digital recordings, or to make sure that you have a paper and pen beside your bed. Okay. And make sure you look up the bumblebee breath, because that definitely will help. Okay. And Karen's here. Hello to Karen. Welcome. Okay, chat just jumped, so just give me a second here while I get organized. Well-tempered Claire is Andrew, for those of you that don't know Andrew. Just lovely. So I believe Sunbla is next. I haven't seen Andrew post. And welcome to Eva. Eva's here. Okay. And I just want to make sure I'm reading this name. Is that an I or a? Just need to see if that's an I or an A. It's an L. Sumbla. Okay. Okay, let us. And Darshani, if you see this video, I'm really loving your cards. Darshani is the creator of this new deck. And I am going to trim off 3 borders, I think. think I'm going to trim off 3 borders. Actually, if I trim off, yeah, no, I'm trying. That's not happening this week. Lots to do. Okay, so Sumbla Gafor. So this spread that we're working with today is going to, it's going to give you a lot more information than is in your question. Again, another really, really good cut. Okay. All right. So, the Empress card. So the Empress card is you. And this is one of creation. And whether this speaks to building a family, having babies, growing a business, this is a highly significant card, significant time in your life to put lots of energy into whatever it is you want to build and to create. The world is so interesting. I'm teaching one of the tarot classes that I'm teaching. One of the students one day shared a reflection of the relationship between the Empress and the World card in Tarot of the Hidden Realm. It was so profound for me, and I loved that, and I almost feel like I want to look at the World card in relationship to the Empress card in each of go back through every single deck. And I don't know if you know that expression, and I used it already today. The world is your oyster. It's like you can create, you can build whatever it is that you want to create. So what is above the surface? So above the surface, there's some kind of agony. There's some kind of pain. There's some kind of or anguish. And this might have come through language, through words, hurtful words. It might have come through emotional pain. But this will pass. This will pass. The sky will clear. So make sure you allow yourself to move through it, and to know that the reason for this was that you will grow through this experience. And oh my goodness, look at this. 2 of Cups, 10 of Discs, 6 of Discs. So this is a reading about building family. It's about allowing love, soulful love, to come to the surface. We have the beginning of a relationship on the left. We have the full development of a family in the middle. We have more connection and harmony of family. So the 3 cards below, the 2 of Cups, the 10 of Discs, and the 6 of Discs, all speak to what is coming to the surface, what is arising from your subconscious is this need, this understanding of the importance of relationship for you at this time. So I don't know I don't know what your situation is, but it almost feels with this card at the surface that if you were going through a breakup, for example, or you were going, whatever challenge, whatever storm you are going through, what is on the other side of that storm is so much greater. You're single. Okay, you're single. So know whatever storms arise, look at them as a gift and inquire into any challenges that arise so that you can experience all of these blessings, because these are so many cards of blessings. And this could also just be in your mind, like this cloud of energy could be your mind, your impatient mind, wanting to be part of a family, wanting to start a family and grow a family. But Spirit wants you to know that you need to let that pass, and you will move through that. Okay. Thank you, Simbla. You like these cards? Yeah, they're really beautiful. Jeanette likes these cards too. Yeah, they're very, very pretty. Okay. All right, just going through here. So, Lily Valley. Hello to Tarot Trainee. Welcome. Nora, hello. I see you're here as well too. And Aradhana is here. Did Hannah post a question? If Hannah posted a question, I will make sure that I do it after Lydianne's question, okay? Don't forget, Hannah. Yes, yes. Hannah, you are next, okay? Okay. Sorry, Hannah, I didn't see your question. So, and I see that Andrew has, so I just want to say I messed up, but it's okay. We'll, I'll do Lydianne and then we'll get to Hannah, okay? Thank you, Andrew. Just so you know, it's 48:28. So after Hannah will probably be one more question. All right, Lydianne. Lydianne says, is it possible for advice for my sentimental future? Okay. Lydianne, light and love. It's a beautiful Six of Swords, isn't it? It feels to me like prayers being answered. You know, when you go for a walk after the storm and you actually see the clouds parting and the sun shining through, and it takes away every doubt that you have in spirit. So just embrace this as a connection to your spirituality. An opening, a portal opening. What is above the surface Interesting. We have this card as well today too. What is above the surface is the Prince of Swords. So your truth is being revealed. I'm not going to sing a song. And so for a period of time, I was part of the United Church of Canada. And I taught Sunday school there as well too when my first 3 children were younger. And there's this hymn. It's called I Will Raise You Up on Eagle Wings. It's such a beautiful song. It feels like Spirit is lifting you. Spirit is lifting you to a much deeper connection, to a deeper truth. Okay, so what is bubbling underneath is the star. So there's definitely a spiritual awakening of something here. 2 of Cups again. And the Fool. Okay, well this is great. This is great. So below the surface, we have 2 major arcana cards. The Star and the Fool. So your sentimental, what did you call this? Your sentimental future. Your sentimental future is going to look a lot different, I feel, than what your present life looks like. And with the Star being the first card, and I'm looking at the Star and the 6 of Swords together, it feels like I don't know why, like it sounds so like a spiritual bath. Amber, that's enough. A spiritual bath, I was going to say, spiritual bathing. I almost feel like maybe sunbathing, star bathing, forest bathing. Like there's a purification through nature. Something like that feels important. What is coming to the surface is an understanding, a more healthy understanding of relationship. So to have that 2 of Cups beneath the 6 of Swords, and if you're looking up that is what is coming through to the surface, is a healthier awareness of relationships. Isn't that funny, Shannon? Yeah. Now let's look at the energy of this Fool card, because this is a really interesting Fool card. If you look, it kind of looks like a Jack and the Beanstalk kind of energy, but there is a portal that is opening. And then we also have this portal energy that is here. So this shift that you are going through, and again, like I feel, so saucha is a yogic concept. I feel like you need to stay clean and clear. So eat, and you know, these words that come out of my mouth, I interpret these as downloads. These are messages that are coming through for you. I mean, I don't think I've ever used the word saucha in a Tuesday reading ever before. So eat clean, eat clean, drink clean, meditate. You know, like you want to purify your 3rd eye chakra. This feels all really important. Like this, the purification energy of the Star card it's very, very peaceful, but it's a space of being alone, of really embracing this kind of a lifestyle. And then it's like there's this beautiful flow of energy that goes 2 of Cups, the 6 of Swords, and then rising up through with that Knight of Swords on the eagle. So this is incredibly beautiful. Incredibly beautiful. Yeah. All right. So I would do some journaling on these cards if I were you. Okay. So now I'm going to find Hannah's question. And I see there's, oh my goodness, there's so many questions in the chat here. Okay, so we'll do Aradhana after Hannah. I just need to find Hannah's question. Marie-France Mercier, bonjour. And Apazia is here. Hello. Okay, where's Hannah's question? There it is. Okay, I am currently out of whack. Okay, so my first response to that, Hannah, is that's not a bad thing. So out of whack is, oh, thank you for the super chat, Lydia. Out of whack is uncomfortable, and it's okay to be uncomfortable. Just like wrap your head around that, or find a way to say that when we're out of whack, when things feel ill at ease, sometimes we just need to be okay with that. I haven't even read the rest of your question. I'm just saying being out of whack is not a bad thing. It just means that things are shifting. Things are shifting, and that's a good thing. Change is we want energy to always be flowing. So be okay with the out of whack. It takes so much energy to focus, or even the smallest mundane things. Okay. First, always have a rock in each of your pockets. And if you don't have pockets, put rocks everywhere in your house. And whenever you see those rocks, pick them up, hold them in your hands, one in the right hand, one in the left hand, take a big breath in, a big breath out. If you live somewhere where you can go sit at the beach, if you've got a rocky beach, you know, if you live in the mountains, go somewhere where you can sit with your hands on the granite. Grounding is absolutely essential to this disturbance of frequency. And so I would start every single day with grounding practices. And connecting to the earth feels really, really important. Eating root vegetables, lots of carrots, yams, beets. Get your hands in the dirt. Get your hands in the garden. Somebody else's garden. All this kind of stuff is really, really important. Okay. And I feel like the cards are shuffling super awkwardly for you. Like, this never happens to me when I shuffle the cards. The cards always, right? So I'm really picking up on this. So ground, ground, ground. Uncross your legs. Get your feet on the floor. Take a big breath in, a big breath out. Let's all take a big breath in and out for Hannah. Dancing Soul Sister. And then breathe even deeper. Exhale even more. Exhale even more, so much that you start to cough. Six of Swords. Ace of Wands. So what's today's theme? What is today's theme? If you think of the Six of Swords in a traditional RWS deck, we don't know what's on the other side of that water. Sometimes we have a glimpse of it, sometimes not so much. Now my throat is starting to, I'm losing my voice. So this tells me this part of this has to do with you finding your voice, learning to be confident, and to trust your voice, to trust your truth. No more masks. No more pleasing people. So this Six of Swords for you is about finding peace and harmony with your voice, peace and harmony with your truth, and holding up your torch. So Spirit wants you to hold up your torch, hold up your Ace of Wands. It's time to go forward, right? You need to hold up your Olympic torch. I know the Olympics is over, but right? You need to lead the parade, pick that up, and know that it's okay to start fresh, with a fresh idea. You don't have to stay in this discomfort. It's okay to go forward. That's beautiful. Okay, so I don't know, just reflect on that, especially when we're talking about multiple languages. In what language will your truth be revealed? All right, so what is underneath all of this is the Three of Discs. There's little fairies inside each of these flowers. Right? The fairies are working together for the garden, for the plant. Ace of Swords. So in the center of the reading, we have two aces. And then Nine of Wands. I love this Nine of Wands. We had that earlier today. And if you look at that Nine of Wands energy in relation, and then look at the shape of the Ace of Wands, the shape of the Ace of Swords. Okay, so I want to look and see what else you said here. Sun magic. Who said sun magic? Oh, you said that. You said that. Okay. Fire ceremony. Fire ceremony. Look at this. This is really quite something, right? We have this erupting energy here. We have the light energy moving up here. We also have light energy moving here. What is absent from these 5 cards is cups. So just make a note of that. The cups, the emotions are absent. And what is coming to the surface feels quite active. So it's important that you do something about this. You don't sit back and wait. That every day you take one step forward. So what is it that you are wishing for? What is it that you are wanting to move forward with? You need to get clear about that. And you said, focus. So the Ace of Wands, the Ace of Swords have so much focus. This tells me that you can focus. So you need to pick a focus. This looks like summer too, right? Doesn't this look like summer energy? And so here's a suggestion. You know, when we maybe put a timer on, like keep your focus short. Can you focus for 60 seconds? Can you focus on something for 3 minutes and practice focusing? I don't know why I'm thinking about the practice of Tritak right now. The practice of Tritak is a pre-meditative candle gazing practice. Maybe this is about practicing. Amber is going to bark again in a second probably, but I'm hoping she doesn't. So maybe you need to practice focusing. I'm wondering that like this could be about like coloring a mandala or something, or completing a small project. Beautiful wild roses. So your question is, it takes so much energy to focus on even the smallest mundane things. Some advice would be precious. Okay. So in summary, this discomfort is important. The discomfort is an important part of the process. Shorten the expectations, reduce the expectations. Instead of focusing on making a 3-course meal, why don't you focus on making something simple, like a wholesome root vegetable salad, right? I mean, I know that's not simple, but yeah, like focus on one thing. Okay, is that enough? Is that enough to get started? I hope it is. Okay, so thank you, Hannah. Please reach out again and let us know how you are doing. Oh, and Donna's comment is important. Donna was talking about Lion's Gate energy, right? And so doesn't this feel like Lion's Gate energy here? Thank you for that, Donna. I appreciate that. Okay. All right. It is 1:11 where I am. I will do one more reading. Julia, hello. I don't think I said hello to you. Okay, so let's see if I can find Andrew's list of people. So Aradhana and then Blue Scorpion. So Aradhana will be the last reading for today. Oh, okay. I need to go up. Aradhana. I will be back next Tuesday. And also on Saturday, I will be on with Misty. So Misty and I will be doing readings on Saturday. So for those of you that didn't get your question answered, please come back on Saturday or next Tuesday. All right, Aradhana. Relationship with Vinay. So I will adapt your question to the spread. So what is below the surface will help us to answer this particular question. Hannah is speechless at the moment. Marie France says, that's funny because I'm a baker, also known as the magician. Oh, that is funny. Okay. You're welcome, Hannah. And thanks to Shannon for the donation for Hannah's reading. Okay, so this is our final reading for today for Aradhana. Let's hold lots of love and light around Aradhana and Vinay. Wow, Knight of Wands. So this represents a King of Wands. So this is a very forward moving card. Very forward moving card. And Wheel of Fortune. So this one feels very DNA to me, this one. So above the surface, this is very much moving forward. Okay, above the surface. So below the surface, it is also beautiful. So below the surface, we have 10 of Cups, the Magician, and the Hanged Man. Okay, so we have some below the surface. We have a couple of things we need to discuss, but above the surface, this looks definitely moving forward. So the 10 of Cups energy below the surface feels to me, and I want to look at this in terms of the two major arcanas on the right and then the 10 of Cups on the left. So why do we have the 1, the 12? And how do the 1 and the 12 play into the energy of the 10 of Cups? And if you look at the Hanged Man, and we turn the Hanged Man this way, you know, as above. Oh, this is so profound. This is so profound. As above, so below. Isn't that what the Magician is about? As above, so below. Okay. A couple things that are coming through here. And I want to say, be rooted in your foundation. Be rooted in your foundation. Be rooted in your family's traditions. So when you enter into a relationship, there's a period of time where we want to please. We want to make the partner happy. We want to make the partner's family happy. There's this energy of pleasing. But there's a message in the down below cards that feels like you have beautiful resources. The Magician is full of resources. The Magician is a weaver of magic. The Magician has the ability to be highly spiritual, but also versatile. There's a versatility and a cleverness to the Magician. The Magician is a 1 card, which also numerologically signifies beginnings, a new beginning that is emerging. So on one hand, we have a 1 and a 10. So there's a full range of energy below the surface. But I want to go back to what I was saying. And what I mean is that know that your, for example, if there is unique traditions to your family, or there's something really special about your roots and who you are, to let that shine through. Look at this Hanged Man and look how the energy is rising above. I feel like Spirit is encouraging you to be the best version. No, Spirit is encouraging you to be you. Encouraging you to be you. And yes, this very much feels like moving forward. It feels like marriage and family, but the underlying message is to not lose yourself in the relationship, but to bring yourself to the relationship, to bring your whole self to the relationship. Does that make sense? Okay. Alrighty, I'm going to scroll down to the bottom because I'm just going to wind up here. So Hannah, I'm sure you can watch the playback and have a look at the cards. Oh, it looks like you have figured it out. Excellent. Okay, beautiful. All right, so thank you. Thank you very much for being here today. And know that this metaphor of the iceberg, you know, what is coming through the surface. And you don't have to use the iceberg, you know, if icebergs feel too chilly for you, you can use a more kind of a spiritual energy, but the subconscious wants to be stirred. And when the subconscious is being stirred through physical discomfort, through ringing of the ears, through shifting our life completely, pulling out the carpet, you know, these are all really great things to embrace, even though they're really, really challenging. So know that I'm here for you. I'm always here. So please reach out, book a private reading, hop into a tarot class or a meditation class. And I hope to see you all very, very soon. Namaste, and take good care of yourself.